All right, I'm re-uploading this because YouTube blocked my entire video before, and that's it. Okay, bye. Thanks.
I can't do that. Not until we bury the body.
All right, I'm gonna keep this video short and sweet because I think that's the best way to talk about this movie spoiler-free. So I'll say this up front. If you have any interest in this movie already, just go watch it. You'll probably like it, maybe even love it. If you like movies like Crybaby, The Cable Guy, Heathers, Jawbreaker, Serial Mom, hell, anything with copious amounts of camp, you're gonna love this movie. I repeat, if you love campy movies, this is your shit. And to put it very simply, I absolutely loved this movie.
I have the cure. Oh, it's not that kind of cure. It's like it's a band. They can't make you better. I mean, they can, but emotional.
Now I'll be transparent here. I was looking forward to this movie right after I saw the trailer for it, and not necessarily because the movie itself looked good, which it did. I mean, it definitely looked good. It's got a kick-ass trailer. But because the concept was eerily similar to a short film my buddies and I shot a couple years ago, and the short film was called Love Struck, and the trailer for it is still up on my channel if anyone's for some reason interested in that. And no, you cannot watch the actual finished short film. It's not anywhere. You cannot watch it. But essentially, it was similar to Lisa Frankenstein in that it was about a girl and a guy who commit heinously violent acts and fall in love as they do it. And that's sort of what Lisa Frankenstein's trailer sold us on, but frankly, the movie really has so much more under the surface that the trailer doesn't show at all. For starters, I thought the movie had a fantastic tone and style. It was a sleek-looking movie that was shot with clear precision, which I just learned actually that the cinematographer for Lisa Frankenstein is also the same cinematographer for HBO's Barry, and if you guys know me in real life, I plug Barry anytime I can. So please go fucking watch Barry. It's one of the best shows on streaming. I will suck that show's balls whenever I can. And it only gets better as it goes on, so go watch Barry.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
What the?
Oh, that was crazy.
What was that?
She's back up!
But anyway, to circle back to the tone, I think it's really good, and I think it's largely due to the amazing script by Diablo Cody, who previously worked on Juno and Jennifer's Body, and the great direction from Zelda Williams. I can't even imagine what the script must have looked like, but Zelda Williams knew exactly what to do with it and how to bring it to life. Because again, this movie has such style. It's edited fantastically, it's got a great frenetic energy that further lends itself to the humor of the movie, and Lisa Frankenstein is a really fucking funny movie. I actually saw it last night in a packed theater, and I was surprised by that because no one's really talking about this movie, but shit, I'm glad. I'm glad it was a full house because this movie deserves it. Everyone in the theater was having a great time, tons of gasps and laughs, constantly filling the room throughout the runtime. And the humor in this movie, strangely, was a lot more mature and a lot darker than I thought it'd be, because the movie is actually rated PG-13, which is crazy because I think this might be the hardest PG-13 movie I've ever seen. Some of the jokes and the sequences in this movie ride the line so hard on teetering between rated R and PG-13. Hell, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this movie had a rated R cut somewhat. And I did find myself genuinely laughing out loud or even shaking my head in disbelief at this movie. There are so many great jokes here, but there was one in particular towards the end of the movie that is so crazy and absurd that is involving a certain body part that will stick with me for the rest of my life, maybe. Maybe at least for years to come, at the very least. Seriously, it's that weird and crazy. But yeah, I mean, if you saw this movie's PG-13 rating and thought about maybe taking your kids, their younger siblings to go see it, Don't do that. I would advise against that. I'm still insanely impressed as to how they even managed to get a PG-13 rating, considering the gore and the subject matters being juggled around. And for me, these things only strengthen the movie. But of course, none of this would really work without a kick-ass cast, and holy shit, the cast here knew the assignment and absolutely ran with it. I actually don't think I could compliment the cast enough here. They were just so committed to this batshit insane movie. Catherine Newton, who plays the titular character, that is fucking hard to say. Why did I write that? Catherine Newton, who plays the titular character, Lisa, holy fuck, carries this movie on her shoulders and does so effortlessly. She's charismatic, really weird, horribly violent, but oftentimes really endearing, and all the while being really, really funny. She has amazing comedic timing in this movie. Same could be said about Cole Sprouse, who plays the other titular character. Holy shit. He's like the Frankenstein in the title, right? Frankenstein's monster. And I'm not really well versed in Cole Sprouse's work post Zack and Cody, but hot damn, does he fucking kill it in this movie, guys. It's basically a silent role since he plays a dead guy who can't talk, but the physicality that he brings to this movie and how fucking funny he is moments without uttering a single word deserves heaps of praise. And that also goes without mentioning the more serious and tender moments in the movie for his character. I thought he did a great job in those moments as well. It was a surprisingly great performance considering, again, he doesn't talk. And the rest of the cast brings it too, man. I mean, Lisa's sister Taffy, who's played by Liza Soberano, got some of the best laughs out of the entire movie. Plus, her character was just a really fun and nice subversion to that stereotypical popular, pretty sister cheerleader type character. You know what I'm talking about in all these 80s movies? Carla Gugino is really great too whenever she's on screen. Her scenes in particular, man, she just knew exactly what kind of movie she was in, and she absolutely killed it. Might even be the best performance in the entire movie for me. With all the praise that I'm giving this movie though, I gotta throw in some critiques too, and truthfully, I really don't have that many. Really only have one, and it's just that the ending felt a bit rushed for me. Like, this movie could have easily been 15 minutes longer, and I think it would have been genuinely better for it. The whole movie takes its time and revels in the absurdity, and then when the final few minutes round the corner, it felt like the movie just starts sprinting to the finish line, and then it just ends. I think the movie could have gotten an extra couple minutes just to let the final act breathe a little bit more, but that's really my only issue. And even then, that negative kind of turns into a positive when you really think about it, because I'm really just saying that I wanted this movie to be longer. And I really did. I really wanted this movie to just keep going. I had a great time with Lisa Frankenstein, and I absolutely recommend watching it wholeheartedly. But, now without a caveat, I'll say this before we cut it off here. This movie is not going to be for everybody. All right, just straight the fuck up. This movie is not for everybody. This has a certain crowd in mind. There is shit in this movie that'll make people uncomfortable. There is shit in this movie that'll probably offend a lot of people. And the camp levels, again, are off the charts, okay? So if you're not into those movies that I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, then you probably won't like this movie. I do think this movie, again, is made for certain people, and I just so happen to be in that crowd, I guess. And I think that's more evident by its Rotten Tomato scores, which, by the way, I've read through some of these critic reviews, and man, I just can't disagree more. Still, though, I would recommend it. I loved this movie. I really did. It surprised the hell out of me, truthfully. I was shocked by how good this movie was. Thanks again, guys. Leave a comment. You guys know I read them all and I respond to them all. Maybe even leave some recommendations down below, perhaps, of what you want me to talk about next. I don't know. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.
Look at him go. Dipping all up in the trees like it's crazy.